The narrative.
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 Changing the Narrative, an initiative powered by OVG.
Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of the Changing the Narrative podcast with me, your host, Ikuya Barago. The podcast was created to increase Ghanaian and African culture patronage through conversations aimed at shifting the mindset for the better. This season of the podcast is sponsored by Newcomer, a social media platform for Black and African creatives to share their work, find jobs, as well as events. On today's episode, I'm very excited to let you guys know I'm here with Julian Owusu, the co-founding partner of Build. Hi, Julian.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello. I'm good.
It's good to have you here.
Very good. Very good. Welcome to the space.
Yeah, the space is really lovely as well.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Amazing. All right then. So we're about to get into the conversation.
Sure.
I would like to know, first of all, who is Julian?
I'm just somebody who is just pushing for excellence. Somebody who's just trying to solve problems, build communities, and just make sure everybody around me is becoming better. You know, that's basically what I do. And we use technology and media to power those things. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I would love to know more about Build. I'm guessing you do this using your company Build. Can you tell us more about that?
I mean, Build is a makeup of things that we've been doing over the past 4 years. You know, I was saying to you earlier, like us going through this journey, sometimes you don't know what you are doing.
Right.
Until you step back and then you realize, oh, I'm actually doing this, that, and this. And it was at the end of 2023, I looked at all of the things that we had going on. And I realized we're doing 3 things. We're building communities, we're building products for other people and ourselves. And we want to go and invest in other people, creators, influencers, you know, communities in the future. And that has come from a big journey of building 2 VC-backed businesses, one being Zuberry, one being Point. And understanding who we are, and understanding who I am, and understanding who my team is,
right.
And the culture that we're building here. And then I just realized that everything we're doing, we're building something, and that's how the company Build came. So Build is now the holding company for everything that we do. Yeah. Can
you walk me through how you got to Build? Because you did mention Zuberry, you mentioned Point. I would love to know, like, how did the journey just unfold?
Yeah, I mean, look, from we started off, our first product was Zuberry, which was in 2020, where we wanted to build a product for the community of government workers. We just realized, it was during COVID, we realized that these workers were working every single day, going to work every day, but only getting paid once. And it was hurting them because Ghana's really hard. It's a very volatile market. And anything can happen.
Right.
You know, for all of us, anything can happen. And if you don't have cash on you to respond to those events, life becomes hard.
Yeah.
And we just realized that from speaking to government workers that they are still in massive trouble because they can't react to things fast enough. And so the question came as, okay, how do we ensure that these people have money on them at all times? That was it, just that one question. And then we went out to solve that. And so we put 13 people into a WhatsApp group and decided that, okay, cool. Anytime that they want money, they should ask us. We'll calculate their salaries and give them a piece of the money that they've earned already, but they wouldn't usually have access to. And I think 24 hours later, we got our first transaction, and then it just grew from there. Before I knew it, there was 20 people in the group, 30 people in the group, 40 people in the group, 50 people in the group. And then we built an app for it. And we were just, you know, testing, just working, speaking to the community, doing what you're supposed to be doing, which is interacting with these potential customers. And it just kept growing and growing and growing. Before we knew it, there was 15,000 people on a wait list.
Oh, wow.
We couldn't serve everybody because we didn't have enough cash to give to them. I think it was about 1,800 and something, nearly 2,000 people who were live on the platform.
Wow.
And we saw them interacting and using this thing, and it was working. The whole Zuberry journey wasn't just about the product. It was about my team.
Okay.
It was about how we did it.
Right.
We documented everything. We showed everything on social media. We We took people through the journey. We allowed the community to, for the first time ever, have an opinion of a product that they're going to use, which is massive here.
Yeah.
Because, there's things like fraud and all of that stuff. But for the first time ever, they can actually build this product with us. And that was key. And I don't think it had ever been done before. And I think since then, we've inspired a lot of other people to do it in that way, because I think it's the best way to do it. So the journey started with Zuberi, and then we run into some trouble along the way with the regulator and just getting it out live to the public. We couldn't move past that 15,000 people mark because there was just things that we had to do. And we're still collaborating with the regulator and waiting on them to give us the go-ahead, I guess, to go live. But yeah, Zuberi kicked off everything for us.
Something that you touched on, which is documenting the journey. And this is something I actually like about you, because I follow you on social media. And through your social media, I can see that you're literally showing us from point A to B to C to D, how you're building these products, your product and the build. Why is that so important for you to document this journey?
When we first started, there was nothing for me to reference.
Right.
I didn't know what to do. Nothing. And I'll speak to people and they were so secretive in Ghana. People are so secretive. They want to keep everything
Very
to themselves.
tight-lipped.
And it's like, why? Like, there's enough for everybody.
Right.
But everybody was so secretive. And there was nothing on how to build a product in Africa, how to build a product in Ghana specifically, because that's where we were. And I just decided, okay, if that's not out there, I'm going to figure this out myself and with my team. And we're going to show people, because I don't want anybody else to come after me and have the same issues as me. There was nothing. There was no data, no media, no nothing. And so that's where it started. I started posting videos, and since 2020, March 2020, there's always been a camera on. As you can see in the space, there's cameras everywhere. There's always a camera on us. Every single day, and we documented everything. So we've got things that we post on social media, and we also have a whole documentary that we're going to be releasing anytime soon. It'll probably be out by the time this comes out. But it's so important. People don't follow accounts, they follow the journey.
Right.
That's why we're on social media. We're following people's journeys,
Right.
not the account, not how many followers you have. You're following somebody's journey, because I'm hoping that my journey is inspiring other people, and so that's why I share. And I haven't lost anything, actually. I've gained more. I've shown my transparency. I've shown what we are building. So from a customer's perspective, they see we are working.
Yeah.
They know we are not a scam.
Right.
We're working.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm hoping that I'm inspiring other people to build communities, build other people. And it's working, but I haven't gained anything. It's helped with recruitment. People want to work for us.
Right. I was actually going to ask, what has the ripple effect of that been? Because to be fair, that's actually how I really got interested in Point, because I was like, wait, who is this person that's actually showing us literally from, every step, and I was like, this is really interesting, because you get to really see what the app is about, how as a consumer or a person going on the app, how it's being used, the updates, you're literally being updated. So I was just
absolutely with Point is a very interesting product, because it's a social commerce platform which allows anybody to buy and sell anything, secondhand, new, anything. We looked at e-commerce that's out there now, and we decided to merge social media with your traditional e-commerce. And it's been done before in other countries. You got Depop and other platforms.
Yeah.
But we turned it around very quickly. So the product was built in about 2 months. 2 months. And I'm talking everything. I'm talking the brand. I'm talking the product. I'm talking getting 1,000 sellers onto the platform. Everything.
Honestly, I actually put down some stats, and I need to actually mention this.
Sure.
Because you did say that you built this in 2 months?
Yeah, it was very fast.
Okay, so I think at the end of 2023, so before I actually mention the stats, when did Point launch? If you can remember. When can you say it went live?
September. Yeah, we went live in September.
You guys went live in
September 2023, I believe.
Right, there we go. September 2023. So you got 15,000 plus users on the app by the end of December 2023. 4,500 shops and 1,000 200 items listed on the app.
Yeah.
And I think about 100K in revenue, which is gross merchandise value, revenue, cities.
Yeah. And
that's impressive.
Absolutely. It was fast. Everything was fast here. And I think it just goes to show that how we do things matters. I'm not sure how we did it. Well, I know how we did it. We showed everyone what we were doing.
Right.
And we moved fast.
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes to show that what we built here.
Yeah.
You know, the culture that we built here. We've got the right people. We've got the right system. We've got good operations. It's not perfect, but it works for how we move.
Right.
And we act first and figure out the rest later.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worked. Right now, I think there's about 17,000 people on there. And it's working. It's serving.
No, it definitely is working. I know, like, I can tell, not that I can tell, but one thing that people are usually concerned about when jumping onto something new like Point is they're worried about, oh my goodness, am I going to get scammed? Like, is my money safe and whatnot? But as a user myself, I can testify that it's very seamless.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I keep saying I'm impressed.
Yeah.
But I think it's also because I've been following the journey and, like, you know, with the updates, like the new feature on the app or this and that, and just seeing how seamless it's been, and also you telling me that it literally launched in September 2023.
It's kind of it's funny. It's a chicken and egg situation because you've seen the journey, you know it works.
Yeah. And
you've used it, you've experienced it works. For somebody who hasn't seen the journey, I think we're getting feedback that it's too seamless. And they're like, something's got to be wrong here.
Right.
You know, this has got to be a scam because this is too seamless.
Yeah.
So that's one of the problems that we're trying to solve now. Is like, we protected you. We thought about everything.
Yeah.
Use it.
Yeah.
No, they're like, no, we want to see a problem. You know?
And I think that's the thing. But then again, I don't think you have to see a problem, to be fair.
Yeah, but that's what's happening now. But it's been. I'm happy when I hear people like you because it's very seamless. You pay first, but the seller doesn't get the money.
Yeah.
If anything happens, your money is safe in the middle with us.
Yeah.
We return your money back to you.
Yeah.
It's very safe. On Instagram, you can't do that.
Right.
On Instagram, you send money, it's gone.
Yeah.
I've been scammed. I bought some Crocs.
I've heard about these stories. I mean, personally, I haven't experienced
them,
guys,
the Crocs, the people selling the... I got scammed.
They took your money.
They took my money. I sent it to them. They took my money. I was messing. I saw a woman's name on the Momo. So I thought, okay, this is great. I sent it to them.
Right.
I started calling them. Phone was off. And then they blocked me on Instagram.
Oh my goodness.
Done.
But then they helped you because you came up with like an amazing solution for it.
Absolutely. So
that's amazing. One thing I want to touch on is the work culture here. So I have also been here as like participating in like one of your community events for Point. And one thing I like is just seeing how everyone is on job.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, everyone is really on job. Everybody cares about what you're building, and you're always also very keen to mention the team and I. How are you able to actually get people to care this much about something like a vision?
Yeah, I mean, it starts with the vision.
Right.
Like, for me, it's people follow things that are big. I wouldn't even be doing this. If the vision for vision for Build wasn't big, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
I'd be doing something else. And I understand that people need to follow something that's big because it's the only way they grow. It's the only way they increase in their lives. It's the only way they feel some sort of self-actualization. And so it starts with the vision. But then after the vision, I've spent most of my life in teams.
Right.
And so it's like, I understand the dynamics of the team. I don't need too many superstars on my team.
Right.
I need a few superstars, but I need people who know how to do the basics right every single time. I need people who are learning so that the older guys in the team, the more experienced guys in the team can start to mentor other people in the team. So there's a dynamic of learning and growth in our team. So the culture is very high performing. It's not for everybody.
Okay.
But there isn't mad pressure. You understand? Everybody feels like they're growing. And that's the key, is I've got people who don't see this as work. We come to this building, we don't feel like we're working.
Yeah, I mean, I've visited the space quite a number of times and everyone is really chill. And I'm like, you guys are working within like a tech space. For me, I'm thinking, everyone is going up and down, but it's very much like everyone is really chill on their computer,
When you're really working, you don't look at the time. And so I know people who are actually working. People who are working don't come in at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And they don't finish at 5.
Right.
Right? They may come in at 10 and finish at 3.
Interesting.
Because they're managing their life and their workload how they feel fit. Nobody works 9 to 5. That mentality is done. People work 4 hours, 5 hours max of real productivity.
Right.
And so I know people who are working.
Right.
When I see people come in at 9 and leave at 5, I know you're not doing anything. I know you've been on your phone all day and you're waiting for 5 o'clock. And when 5 o'clock came, you left.
Right.
So productive people work in short bursts, because that's how I work. I work in short bursts. Early in the morning, I know from 6 till 9, I can work out, I can read, I can go through my emails, tick off a few things on my to-do list. But I know from 9, 10, 11, I'm hungry. I want to go and eat. I'm not thinking. And in the afternoon, I smash it out again.
Right.
And then I'm done and I go home.
Amazing.
So, the culture is something that we've been very intentional about, and we continue to, and we will continue to be intentional about the type of people who come in here and how we work.
Right.
How we work, yeah.
That's really amazing.
So, yeah.
It's really, really amazing. I think my next question for you is going to be about some misconceptions that people have surrounding the tech industry or surrounding tech or work in tech, to be precise. Usually when people think about tech or venturing into the tech industry, they feel like I have to have a background in coding. And I want to know from your perspective, what do you think about that?
Tech is not coding.
Okay.
It's everything, man. Tech is really life right now.
It really
I know
is.
that sounds very
no, but I get what you mean.
It's life right now. The world is going through a big shift in everything, and technology is powering it.
Yeah.
So technology is media. Technology is community. Technology is the coding, the technical side of things. But technology is data. Technology is finance. It's business. And so I think gone are the days where I have to go to university, study business, and then I come out and get a job in business. You can't study business.
Right.
It's the same way you can't study technology. I went to uni, studied business, waste of time, because I came out, and as soon as I came out, I learned more than I learned in the last 3 years. The tech industry is the same. It's moving so fast that it's impossible for you to go and sit in one place at uni and learn this.
Right.
Things have changed in the last month.
Yeah.
And so it really favors people who want to just get started, people who are curious, people who want to learn,
right?
People who know how to learn.
Yeah.
It's not just about learning. It's like, do you know how to learn?
That's a very good statement.
Yes, because if you know how to learn, then you can learn things quickly.
Right.
Or at least you can be aware of the pace at which to learn. And so it favors those people. It favors people who are curious and want to get things done and want to solve problems with this thing called technology. Because they understand the power of it.
Right.
They understand the power of what media can do with it.
Yeah.
You can't study this. You can't study this. It's just for a certain type of person.
Right.
And anyone can become that person. But you just need to understand what this is.
Interesting. So for somebody who wants to venture into the tech space, what are some of should I say jobs that the person can definitely look into?
You can become a digital project manager.
Okay.
It's your standard project manager, but digital. So now maybe you're managing a team and ensuring that they meet their timelines to build a website or to build an app. That's it.
Okay.
Making sure everything is on track. Digital project manager, product manager.
Okay.
You can become a product manager. Product manager really just manages the whole product team, leads the product team, creates a product vision. So what's the vision for Point? What are we trying to achieve? Does everybody understand that vision?
Right.
Are we working in the right way? Things like that. So product manager, you can be a designer, a product designer, you can be a graphic designer, you can be a data analyst, you can be a software engineer,
Okay.
as we know. You can be a tester. That's
Yeah.
something that is not even spoken about enough.
That's actually
But
very
we need
true.
people to test the products that we're building every single day. Test it on different devices, test it on laptops, they test it on everything.
Yeah.
And make sure everything is aligned. Come back, work with the engineers. So tester, you can be a videographer. You know, you can be a video editor because we need it.
Yeah.
We need it. You can be a motion designer, so a designer who designs normal graphic stuff, but
like
it moves.
motion graphics. Yeah.
There's so many roles. You can be in your traditional finance.
Okay.
But then in that sense, now you're thinking about the structure of a tech company and how we need to really understand our unit economics. So understand how much does every customer cost us, right? So now you're doing finance at that level.
Oh, interesting.
And you'll be working with a data analyst.
Okay.
We need to know how much all our customers are costing us every single day. We need to know how much our employees are costing us.
Right.
That type of finance. And your traditional accounting and whatnot. A lawyer, you know, we need legal. You know, I
Definitely.
need more lawyers.
Right.
You know, we need somebody who understands the product. So, for example, I'll give you an example. The team may be together thinking about an idea to do with the product or a campaign, a marketing campaign. We need somebody to be like, guys, no, you can't do that. Because the Ghanaian law says that we can't use the color red.
Right.
We can't do that.
You basically need someone to put you in the right direction.
Yeah, because we're
legally.
creatives. We're creative.
That's true.
Here, we'll build a robot. Like, honestly.
Fair
But we need
point.
somebody to be like, whoa,
We
wait,
can let
wait,
the
wait.
imagination run wild.
Exactly. So, like, tech law is like, it's something it's new, I think, I guess. I don't see many lawyers in Ghana. Like, maybe there isn't enough institutions or environments where they can, you know, flourish. You know? So
Right.
I think lawyers think that they have to go to court. But this is such a very amazing environment to be in. You know, but we need somebody to go and research law and come and give us back some feedback.
Yeah.
Tell us what we can do in-app, what we can't do in-app. Tell us about our terms and conditions. You know, there's so much to do.
It sounds really interesting. not
It's
gonna
so
lie.
interesting.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. So there's so many different roles that you can get in. Like, you just need to either create the roles or just search and look for people with vision, look for companies that are building, look for companies that haven't even started yet.
Right.
And be the first person there or be the second person there. Create the opportunity for yourself. But tech is so wide, like there's so many things you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really happy you touched on that because sometimes I feel like we tend to put ourselves in a box
Yeah.
and not really explore like the various options there is, especially within like different career paths and whatnot in like our side of the world.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I think I've changed my career twice in my life.
Interesting.
Yeah, 3 times now. And it's like you can move
Yeah.
to other things.
Yeah.
You can explore other things. You don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. I don't know what I'm gonna do next.
Fair point.
You know?
Yeah.
But I'm doing things, I'm moving and I'm understanding myself, you
Yeah.
know? So I never box myself, and I could have boxed myself and said, oh, I'm a footballer. Oh, I'm a product manager. Oh, I never call myself a CEO. I'm building,
Right.
you know, I'm an artist.
Right.
That's what I do. I'm an artist.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something you touched on earlier when you said building communities using tech. And I have seen you been like pull like a crowd of people like differently. I use points again because that's how I got introduced to you
Absolutely.
and the brand. But then why is community so important to you? And how are you able to actually build this community? Because I think we were in conversation and you were mentioning how like you haven't even done press and whatnot for what you're building right now. But then when you do say, oh, guys, I'm doing something, like you do have like a pool of people that actually show up and are interested and are engaged. So how are you able to actually build these communities?
I've only got about 5,000 followers on Instagram. I don't have a big following,
Right.
but they're engaged.
Amazing.
All engaged. Like, at least 90% of them are engaged. If I post something, they like it, they watch it, they view it. I think I'm just taking people on a journey. And I think I'm attracting people who are on the same journey as me or want to be on this journey with me. And my journey is about giving back. It's about teaching. It's about giving back. It's about building other people.
Right.
And I think I've just focused on that. And I realized very early that life is a relationship experience. I can't do things without people.
Right.
And so I'm good with people. You know, I know how to speak to people. I know I'm interested in what people are doing. And I think naturally I've just been able to just create these groups of people and these communities and find ways for them to engage with each other, find ways that I can solve for them, so find ways that I can introduce them to other people so they can get things done. And yeah, it's just worked that way. It's just worked that way. But I take people on the journey with me. And you're right, I can post something and say, guys, let's all meet up on Tuesday at 1:00. Yeah. And 100 people will come. You know, it's just because they're engaged. They want to know what's going to happen. You know, and yeah, that's just what I've done.
That's amazing. So for anyone out there trying to create a community, make sure that you take people on the journey and make sure they are engaged, right?
Absolutely.
Amazing. I know that there are certain products under build outside of Point. Would you want to touch on a few of those? Yeah,
you know what? We're doing things that fit within our life. I want to build things that fit within my life. I don't want to feel like I'm working.
Right.
And so health and fitness is a big thing for us.
Okay.
We've got a spa.
Right. How as a tech company, what are you doing with the spa?
it's you know, we work all the time. Our minds are always on. And like, for example, in this building, we work out Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 6 a.m. The trainers are on our payroll.
Right.
It's free for anybody to join. Even people who live in the area come and join us.
Interesting.
Again, I'm building a community.
Fair point.
Just come and join us because gym is expensive. But if we come together, it actually becomes cheap.
Yeah.
You know, and we're getting
rather than actually paying the gym membership.
Exactly. It actually becomes cheap if we all come together.
Yeah.
And so I just realized that health and fitness is just a big part of what we do. And recovery is massive. Rest is massive. And so when we started 7, it was all about, okay, cool, how can we create an environment that allows people to rest and just like reset and then get back into the hustle of things. And that's why we came out with the spa. I didn't set out to open a spa, but recovery is a big part of what we do.
Yeah.
This is our life, you know, this is our life. We don't feel like we're coming to work. This is literally our life. And so if we have to open up a spa to get that done and to improve our work, let's do that, you know? Wow. And that's literally what we did.
I think that's actually really beautiful because I'm just like, okay, you started through to the point where you're like, okay, we have busy days. We're definitely working because you did say this is also like a very high performance environment.
Yeah.
Thinking about like your fitness and your wellness, I think that's actually pretty interesting as to how that created a spa.
Absolutely. If we work out more, if we eat healthier, we'll be sick less days of the year.
That's actually very true.
Exactly. We'll be more productive. Our minds will be, you know, working at a high level. And so, yeah, who's going to do it? If we don't do it, who's going to do it? We have to do it for ourselves.
Hey guys, I'm actually really excited for this season of the podcast to be sponsored by Newcomer because I personally use the platform and I've also been an avid follower of their journey because I really do think that it's a game changer for Black and African creatives. Okay, let me tell you about the platform for real. So Newcomer is a social media platform for Black and African creatives to share their work, find jobs, as well as events. The platform has amazing features that caters to both creatives and businesses. For creatives, you can use Newcomer projects to create an online portfolio that allows you to collaborate with other creatives on the platform and also attract clients. Businesses can use Newcomer jobs to set a description, set a budget, and post their jobs for creatives to apply. Businesses can also shortlist and discover talented creatives directly on the platform. An exciting new feature that's coming up is Newcomer Events. This feature allows you to buy and sell event tickets directly on the platform. Newcomer is building an amazing community of African and Black creatives. To join this amazing community, sign up on newcomer.com or download the app on the App Store or the Google Play Store, and don't forget to connect with me on there.
I wish I documented more. A football career in like school.
Yeah.
I wish just in the playground playing football with the boys. Like I wish we documented more.
Just so you can see.
Just so we can,
the growth and the progress.
100%.
And also the memories.
Yeah, the memories. Yeah, honestly, I wish there was something, some sort of device or camera or something that just comes out of nowhere and just documents key moments of people's lives. You know? I don't know. I just wish that was there. You don't want a camera on you all the time, but I wish there was something that would just get in all the candid moments. You know? Yeah. So definitely visual. Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. There's something you touched on which I would love for us to speak about, which is branding.
Sure.
Right? And how that actually influences what you do as a business owner or as someone that's just building any kind of brand whatsoever. So personally with me, with Point, again, the branding, which is the visual identity of the brand, was actually very nice. It was aesthetically pleasing, and also it just looked like, okay, this is really legit.
Yeah.
Right? But then as I went on to actually follow the journey on social media, I'm like, okay, not only is the brand, the visual identity nice, but then even the way in which you guys are going about building this brand, the way like you're updating your consumers and people that are like using the brand. How important has this been in building anything that you're building here at Build?
I live my brand.
Okay.
It's my life. So I'm not trying to do anything. I'm living the brand. Everything I do every single day. So even when I'm like posting stuff, even when I'm interacting, this is me, you know, and this is the team. This is us collectively. And so it's like we choose our visuals, for example, based on what we think the customer needs to see, but also based on what we like, you know, and we build our products based on what we would use and what we need. And so we build for ourselves first, but we also build for the customer at the same time. And I think because we're living the brand, everything flows. The choices that we make with our logos, with our typography, with our tone of voice, the way we speak, it's us carefully looking at it and thinking, are we being authentic to ourselves? Are we serving the customer? Is this something that they would understand?
Right.
And that's how we've been able to build these brands. It's just by living the brand, honestly, living the brand. Point didn't look like this before. Right. If I show you the journey that it went through, the iterations, it looked completely different. And like there'll be times when we will look at it and we'll be like, that's not us.
Yeah, it's not working.
It's not working. It's not us. These colors are not us. It's not us, you know. But on a Monday, we felt, yeah, that's nice. That's it.
Yeah.
Tuesday we come back because there's been a thought in people's mind. They're like, that's not us, you know, and we'll just keep going until we get it.
Yeah.
And so we're living the brand. We're living the brand, and I think you will see moving forward this year in 2024, like Build is going to be a collection of all of that.
Right.
It's now coming to one. People have been looking and thinking, oh, what are they doing? Are they doing this very point? This, blah, blah, blah. It's Build.
Yeah.
It's Build, and it's everything together. And that's how I see brand. That's how I see brand. And we're trying to build the best brand that we can.
Right.
You know, one of the best brands in the world. So that's what we're doing.
Another thing I would like to touch on is, what kind of mindset do you think has helped you been able to like accomplish the things that you're working on currently?
Resilience. I think I can do anything.
I like that.
Yeah, honestly, I think I can.
Yeah.
And it's not like, sometimes it's not this version of me can do it. Sometimes it's, I need to become this so I can do that. But I know I can become this because I know the journey to master anything. If I wanted to become a designer tomorrow, I will make myself into a designer. I'll study hours and hours and hours for 6 months. I will practice, and I will become a designer.
Right.
I'll get my first job, and I'll get another job, and I'll become a designer by the end of the year.
Right.
You know? And it's not like arrogance or anything. It's just that I believe I can do anything. And so because I believe I can do those things, I think the energy of the people around me, they also believe that they can do
Right, because
anything.
they feed off
Yeah.
that energy.
Because the truth is, we can.
Fair point.
We can. As long as we're sticking to the rules, because there's rules, we can do anything. If there wasn't any rules, we literally would execute on a lot of things
That's
faster.
actually true.
You know? And so, because I have that mindset, I don't see setbacks as setbacks. I just see it as a thing. I think good and bad they're just labels that we as humans have labeled things. That this is good and that's bad. But the truth is, they're just things.
Fair point.
It's our feelings that have made them bad,
Right.
and this is good.
Right.
You know, because some things hurt us.
And when they do hurt us, we tag
say
them
that's
as
bad.
they're bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But really, when you look at some of the things that have hurt us over the
Actually,
years, and
what
you
has
look back,
propelled us.
yeah, you're like, wow,
Yeah.
like I needed to go through that to get here.
Yeah.
And so I just look at things as things. So I think with that type of perspective and mindset, it's allowed me to not slow down when there's roadblocks.
Right.
My mindset, when something goes wrong, my mindset straight away is, okay, number one, is this going to kill me? No. Okay, cool. What's the worst that's going to happen? This. Okay, cool. How do we move past this?
Right.
And because I have that mindset, my whole team, I think I can lead them better. You know, because if I'm a leader and I'm complaining and I'm scared and this and that, they're going to be scared.
Right.
You know? So I think I'm just grateful for this mindset. And I think it's come from a number of things in my life that I've realized that everything's going to be okay. At the end of the day, everything's going to be fine. You know?
At the end of the day, everything is going to be fine.
Everything is always fine. Honestly, it's always fine. Always fine. When you look back at some of the hardest things that you've been through, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, we're here. You know, it's actually okay.
To be fair, we survived COVID.
We've survived COVID. We've survived Ebola. There's so many things that we've survived.
Quite a number of things.
Yeah. It's like everything's gonna be fine. It's just that sometimes in the middle of it doesn't feel good.
Definitely.
It just doesn't feel good. Like, it doesn't feel good. But it's just a thing. And it's working for us. It's working for our good. So we just have to keep moving, you know?
Amazing.
So yeah, that's the mindset.
I think the last question I want to ask you is concerning the tech industry in Ghana.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the tech industry in Ghana?
It's there, as we saw last night. We had an event last night.
Right.
So many people turned up because they want to do this thing. I think I'm not gonna, people complain and say, oh, we need help from the government. We need this. We don't need help from the government, right? We need, as a community, to come together and work. That's it. Like, that's it. We just need to work.
Right.
We need to be focused individually, work together, partner together, and make things happen and solve big problems.
Right.
That's it. So the industry is there, the tech industry is there, but I feel like it needs some sort of glue. And maybe it's us, maybe it's Build. Like, maybe we have to do that. Maybe we have to bring people together to get them to see that, okay, this is a thing. Because in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, the next $1 million businesses are going to be tech companies or companies that are powered by tech. And that's going to be us. And so we need to realize that this is happening now and we need to start working. That's it. We don't need to complain with the rest of the country. We just need to work. We don't need to complain online. We just need to build.
Right.
That's it. So I think the tech industry in Ghana needs to build, needs to focus on building, needs to learn how to build and build.
And build.
That's it.
I like that.
Yeah, that's it. Build.
That's an amazing end to the podcast.
Yeah.
Talking about build and ending with we need to build.
We need to build. That's it. We need to
That's
build.
amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for your time, Julian. I really enjoyed our conversation.
No problem.
Thank you so much for
Anytime.
tuning into the Change in the Narrative podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, do me a favor and like, share, and subscribe to the Change in the Narrative podcast.